What is up? We have a trade recap for today. Really A+ setup in my opinion today. I gotta go over and journal it, but I'll just give you like a little rundown from what I was saying. We had some accumulation on the higher time frame after trending higher and higher. We had previous day highs resting above us. We had previous day highs, which was a target to go out and get that I thought was pretty obvious for us to see. We are pushing, ripping higher, coming into a 4-hour gap again, which we've already played into multiple times. I'm assuming we're going to go for these draws. And then on top of that, ES had equal highs on the 4-hour. really prominent draws resting higher. Coming into the day around market open, we opened up in a 4-hour gap. I wanted to see manipulation lower, and that was my assumption. We would manipulate lower into this 4-hour gap and into the 1-hour gap we have resting here. What do you see? We tap into this 1 hour. We don't even hit CE, and oh my gosh. Bread and butter, we go in the 15-minute. Like I said, market starts opening up. Once market opens up, 8:30 to, we kind of get a Judas swing lower actually, because I was looking for a move maybe right off market open, like right here, and take the inversion, but you would have got it stopped out, and I would have wanted to wait to see us push deeper into the 15-minute fair value gap. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour were my higher time frame key levels I was going to use as like an idea of where price wants to go. Looks like we want to respect it. We had news at 9 today. Orange folder news. We respect this 15-minute. After we respect this 15-minute fair value gap resting here, and this one right in here, I'm assuming we'll want to go higher. There's people I know that got in on a 2-minute inversion, 3-minute inversion. One of my rules is to wait for the highest time frame inversion. As I build discretion over time with market experience, I'll enter on earlier inversions because this is really bread and butter. 5-minute inversion, I went break even at the unfilled 15-minute above. In this trade, ES started ripping. And I mean, ES was ripping. I was like, fuck, we got to get an SMT. I started getting nervous. And like, no way we get an SMT and this doesn't want to play. But we went for those previous day highs. ES swept out its equal highs. I mean, unfilled 15-minute, we hit that. Not really like low resistance resting here. I mean, kind of. It was just, there was draws. I mean, yes, they're equal highs and not like super higher time frame. But this was a prominent draw, especially with this 15-minute up here unmitigated. The 15-minute was completely unfilled. And then we had the highs resting here. Kind of a Judas swing down, by the way. We didn't like manipulate anything super crazy on these moves to push us lower. We'll go into Blake's recap of this actually really quick, because I know he's going to go into more detail. I actually took the same trade as Blake today, so that's awesome. But we'll get right into this. You made 9,000.
What is going on? Welcome to today's trade recap of the day. Today is Tuesday, January 27, 2026. I'm going to be going over today's price action, the two trades I ended up taking. Today I made about $8.9 thousand on the day. I took one loss right before this, which was really stupid, which I'm going to get over. I'm pretty upset with myself, but you know, I'm just going to journal it after I make this video and then move on and go on with my day, go to the gym, hit a fucking run actually. But yeah, anyways, this was a really obvious day. And that's why I was and I'm still pretty upset with myself, because it was a day that I should have made a lot more money. But I definitely should have made double the amount of money I made. But dude, I just
Bro still made fucking $8,000.
ended up cooking myself by taking a very stupid first trade that should have just been a break even. And like,
I bet you he took the Judas swing in the beginning, like that first trade at open that I faded. And I just faded it because I'm not big on moves right at market open, and it would have been a break even or a loss. It's not a bad trade at all, but and he probably took a trade at market open the day before, so I can see why he took that trade.
Annoying. But that being said,
Yep.
I'm here to be fully transparent, show you guys everything.
It was longs.
The losses, the wins.
Because we manipulated right here, and then it's just beautiful inversion. He'd probably allowed right here, and then immediately would have gone break even, and then so he should have been break even, but he got stopped. And I didn't like the stop loss on this trade either. I was just not clean on it. But then once we manipulated lower, I was like, boom. Took the same exact trade. He took a lower time frame inversion, I think, or maybe he took the 5-minute. But yeah, he had a much better entry than me, because look at that RR. Beautiful.
Queens, the break evens, every single thing on my trading from every single day. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. First things first, let me show you the P&L. So this is the P&L for the day. 8.9K. Some accounts made me $390. Some accounts I got $400. Some accounts I got $380. Who knows? A little bit of slippage. Yeah, let's get into it. Coming to the day, buy it so freaking easy. I
Bullish.
mean, if you took shorts today, because this bias was just, I mean, look at this, bro. We were just so clearly going up. We end up having equal highs, relative equal highs with this perfect hourly high right here, this daily high. This is like a daily
And that's
high
on
here.
NASDAQ. We had relative equal highs on NASDAQ. I forgot to say. And then on the ES, we had equal highs on the 4 hour. It was just so clearly bullish. With previous day highs we're seeing above. And then once you get in the trade, the unmitigated 15-minute fair value gap could kind of be looked at as a mech long. But I look more at it as a PDI long.
And what is the trend, guys? We are just in a fat uptrend, right? Price is clearly bullish. We have all of these highs that I've been talking about, right? Ever since, if you just look at yesterday's trade recap, ever since we had this hourly inversion in the upside, price is just looking for all these draws now, right? This is the main idea. And this is why whenever I see people taking shorts like the past couple of days, I'm like, dude, why? Or the past 2 days, it's like there's no reason to. Price is so obviously bullish, and it's just the most obvious price action, I swear. And that's why, man, again, I'm like so pissed I took this first loss. But let's get into it. Okay, so again, obvious bullish bias coming into the day, right? What do we end up having? We had two PD rays to support price to go higher, two key levels that I want you guys to pay attention to. One being this 4-hour gap right here. So we do have a 4-hour bullish gap. If we just remove all the noise right here, we have a beautiful 4-hour gap. And if we are going to be bullish, what are we going to do with this gap? We should hold this gap and then go higher, right? In bullish order flow, what are we doing? We are respecting bullish, and then we are disrespecting bearish. We can very clearly see how we are reacting off of these fair value gaps here. We aren't. We are just disrespecting them. We're trading through them. We have an hourly gap right down here. What do we do with this? We disrespected it. What do we do with this hourly gap? We're disrespecting it. So we're disrespecting bearish.
And we're respecting bullish. And then leading into that, so that's telling us where we are probably wanting to deliver to, which is higher. What is resting higher also to confirm that story? You know, we're trying to make an assumption and tell a story while we had the relative equal highs on the higher time frame and on NASDAQ. And on the 4-hour, we had equal highs on ES. And we also had previous day highs pressing above. It's just like, okay, this looks pretty prominent. It looks like probably where we're wanting to target. So I'm either going to look for like a continuation towards that or a leg lower and then catch a reversal towards that, or just not probably take a trade today because shorts just seem suboptimal, right?
Respecting bullish on the higher time frame, meaning this is a very obvious bullish order flow, bullish trend. And this is what I want you guys to get out of these recaps is to just literally trade with the trend. That's it. Just trade with the trend and you guys will be good, okay? So this is the PDR. This is the key level I wanted to see get hit before going for my longs. Now, something I honestly... yeah, I mean, look at this. So we ended up trading here. We ended up going higher, leaving relative equal highs. This is your pre-market price action. We end up leaving an unmitigated 15-minute gap. What do we also do, bro? Have equal highs here. I mean, like, come on. This is, like, so textbook, so easy. Nestled liquidity right here underneath this 15-minute gap. And what do I want to see? I told myself at open, bro, all I want to see is 930 to open low and then have that run higher. I'm not going to lie, like, this trade wasn't, like, that stupid, but it wasn't A-rated whatsoever. But I'll show you the play. So this is, like, a very similar setup to the other day, to yesterday, with that 930 Judas. We traded into this 15-minute gap, this 4-hour gap, also this 15-minute intermediate low. Now, something I was a little bit sketched out about was the fact that we left still, like, this low down here. And, man, this is something that I need to keep journaling because I find myself taking early losses like this whenever we hit, like, 4-hour gaps for our PD rays. And we still have, like, the 15-minute trend line still intact, being this right here. That is definitely something I should have waited for, or at least just have gone break even quicker than this because I didn't really go break even. And I didn't see any PD rate or reason for price to go lower, and I'll show you guys where I went wrong here and why I actually should have went break even. So again, we hit this 4-hour gap. We have the most obvious lower time frame trendline liquidity here, and what is this also aligning with? Again, the higher time frame trendline liquidity. We have models inside of models, as you can see, right? Higher time frame trendline liquidity stacked up, nestled with unfilled gaps right here. Again, like this is like when models start aligning, this is that beautiful price action that you're going to see, okay? And this is that beautiful bias that you're going to need to take advantage of as a trader, okay? So, again, the reason this trade lost was for 2 reasons, okay? So, reason number 1 is we ended up hitting a 5-minute intermediate high. Ooh, silly, stupid Blake here. There's a fair value
not go
gap
break
here.
even.
What's the highest point in this fair value gap that's considered the intermediate high? Right here. time, I was so trigger happy, I was so stupid that I didn't see this. And this should have been my break even. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go break even here. I'm gonna wait for price to like, I don't fucking know what I was even thinking, man. Like trade was happening so fast. And what do we do? Oh, soup. What do we do? Oh, stop you out. There you go. I ended up losing like $300 or something on this trade across my accounts. So we're seeing a little bit lower. So that's the good thing. That's something I'm happy about because I could have potentially seen price resweep. But again, I love this reaction. I love this like inverse. But I'm stupid for not going break even there. And yeah, man,
Yeah, the setup's not bad. I had a buddy who took this setup and he got stopped, and I don't think it's bad at all. I mean, I think it's not like A, right? A plus. For me, like I don't know. I don't know if you'll find like A plus setups at 8:30. You could, but for me, like never. But every trader's different. I like it a little later in the session. I don't like moves right off at open. I like to let market move out a little bit. But I know you could catch some crazy moves at market open. And if you use that with like a 8:30, 9:30 Judas swing, depending on where your market open is for your time zone, but pretty bread and butter.
Today, that's what I'm gonna do because I broke my rules by not going break even at a key level like this. So not good, not good. But what do? We obviously still left all this trendline liquidity here. We still had the unfilled 15-minute gap. We still had the equal highs. We still had the perfect relative equal highs here at the main daily draw. So price did end up trading lower here. We did end up going to this hourly fair value gap here in discount of the range, right? You can see if we mark out this range right here, we have bada bing, bada boom, from this swing low to this swing high. This is the PD array that's resting below discount, which is this hourly fair value gap. So I did mark this out. I did want to see this get hit. And of course, we did have that 15-minute intermediate low right here, and also this hourly gap. And this is still within this huge 4-hour range. So something to note here to take away from my loss is really two things. Number one, obviously to go break even when there's like a 5-minute intermediate high or like a 5-minute unfilled gap or something like that, like some key level.
But I take, by the way, intermediate low, intermediate high is like if you have a 5 or 15-minute gap that's been played into a bunch of times and you're in a trade, it's like, okay, I'm assuming it's like the highest point of those highs or lows, or the lowest point of those lows. And once you manipulate past that, it's like that's a good spot to go break even at, because the price is most likely to give a reaction off of that.
Is whenever we're inside of like a huge 4-hour range, to be looking within this 4-hour range and look at the 15-minute, look at the hourly, look at the P arrays that rest within this 4-hour gap, because most of the time we're not just going to hit this 4-hour gap and then deliver, right? If you
probably want to come inside of it.
Bottom tick entry and like that entry that we are trying to get as, you know, lower time frame traders and as intraday traders, right? We want to be looking at the fair value gaps and the liquidity pools rest
in the 15-minute, 5-minute, 30-minute
within these big 4-hour gaps, right? So that's what we have here. We have this hourly fair value gap that I just showed.
It was just beautiful. You have a 4-hour gap, you have a 1-hour gap. All right, let's move down into the 15-minute. We have our higher time frame key levels. We use the 15-minute, 5-minute as our conditions. 15-minute serves as a condition. We end up candle closes respecting CE of the fair value gap, so 50% of the range of the imbalance, and then beautiful bread and butter.
We had that 15-minute intermediate low as well. This ends up getting swept, and then we just get an instantaneous V-shaped reaction off this. At this point in time, we had this 3-minute gap here. Then we also had a 5-minute a little bit above in a premium. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I just smacked this 3-minute. This is just a day where the bias and the price action and everything is just so freaking obvious, and everything is just so aligned with my trading strategy and with my bias. And this is something that I talk about a lot. Is sometimes I'm not gonna let my model hinder me from not taking this trade. You definitely could have taken the 5-minute inverse, which was the entry right here. Take the 5-minute inverse and probably gotten like a similar risk reward, honestly. Like, yeah, probably like a 1 to 0.
Damn, I don't really think that. Like my 5-minute inverse, look where he put his stops. I had a 5-minute inverse. I put mine around here, like CE, and I had to target up to here for like a 1 to 1.06. I think I got out at like a 1 to 1.04. I'm looking at evals as trying to risk like 1 to 1s, 1 to 2s, mainly 1 to 2s, and just banging those out because this was an easy 1 to 2.5 on the day with the 5-minute inversion. And like I said, my stops went here. I probably could have gone at this low right up here, and fuck, that's a 3 RR right there. My account's passed, right? Would have been all day, but still, fuck. It's annoying as shit to me. I'll put my stops back down a little lower. Alright, beautiful.
1.1 to 1, or you could have held for the external draw 1 to 1.7, which is what I ended up getting. But yeah, I ended up just taking this for the when I got the 3-minute close.
I held to the external draw as well with that because that was a 1 to 1 to me. Although maybe it would have been smarter to have more aggressive stops. So this is something I would have journaled throughout my Notion.
And I'm taking this on the retrace, and I got in around here with this 3-minute close. Now, again, just because I really, really love this setup, and there's times like today where I don't need to wait for the highest time frame inverse. It's pretty rare. If you guys like look through all my trade recaps, it's pretty rare that I don't wait for the highest time frame inverse in the leg. But some days I really do because, again, of just pure discretion and my ears within the markets. It's like I'm not like if I have my at least some of my entry model or just I get that reaction, I get that confirmation through this 3-minute. I don't need to wait for this much confirmation through the 5-minute and wait for this close. I know that this is just going to get ran through. Why? Because what is this 5-minute gap even doing? Even protecting? Nothing. It's protecting trendline liquidity, and it's protecting an unfilled 50-minute gap and relative equal highs on the higher time frame. This is going to get ran through, right? This is going to get.
That's awesome. I'm keeping this up for my journal because I got to go through my own thought process into the journal and then Blake's thought process since he took the same trade. And I'm trying to just understand. Obviously, the goal is how to be becoming your own trader, right? Like becoming like I have their model. I trade the MEC model. I trade PDI. I trade their continuation model. Continuation model is like anybody's continuation model, in my opinion. Really, if someone who trades ICT, but trying to become my own trader with this, right? Like I said earlier, there's some people who think like 8:30, 9:30 moves at open or A plus, where I'm like, yeah, it could be good. I could give it an A, but like, what's the difference between A plus and A? There's not much of a difference. Like, would you really just fade an A because it's not A plus? No, you would take an A setup. And that's how I kind of look at it. This I think was genuinely A plus. I think it was so clean. Maybe waiting for the 5 minutes just part of my rules, but I could have gotten such a better entry with a 3-minute, and I would have passed my funded account, which is annoying. But yeah, 763 P&L. So yeah, that's where we're looking right now. I actually ended up, I'm still journaling. This isn't a trade from the day. Hold on. I've been journaling some back tests. Kind of doing that on my own now. But this is how it's looking like through the journal. Just got some ones I did. As of right now, I think 7 or 8 wins, or maybe it's 6 wins. I don't fucking remember. But we're doing pretty good. And then I have this, which will be, that's for back test, and then this one's for live trades. And I'm journaling currently this live trade. I'm gonna give this A plus. I'm being so for real. I think it was so beautiful. PO3. Maybe there's PO3. I'm waiting on some video for that. But hold on. Did I get everything else? I just gotta do pictures for the trade and everything. So now for the rest of the night, this is the only videos I'm gonna be doing now. I'm kind of trying to have my videos be more informative rather than just for me, because now that I have Notion all set up and my own notebooks and everything, I don't really need the YouTube channel anymore. This YouTube channel is kind of for just me to document my stuff as I grow and through my trading journey. And I did go back and actually watch some of my first videos and even my videos from 2 months ago. And it's crazy to see how much I've kind of changed in my own trading way and just like with market experience, especially over winter break with not being able to really take any trades, more so just back testing and getting a different way, a different perspective of looking at the market. And that's really changed the way I've been trading. Maybe for the better or the worse, I don't know. Close to 60 or 70 trades on the back test. I have, I think, around a 65 to 70% win rate, which is ridiculous. I've never had that before. This summer when I was trading 1-to-1s on the Apex account and Top Step account, I had less than a 50% win rate. I had like a 48% win rate. And now just with experience and going to trading 1-to-3s and then coming back to 1-to-1s, it's gone up. And obviously, not a huge sample size. It's not 100, 200, 300 trades. but it's just me showing myself that I have more confidence in this stuff today. I had a buddy I was trading with today, just talking to, the one who got me into trading, and he was talking about how, like, damn, going to be no entries for me. He was talking to his girlfriend at this point, but he's like, but there was a setup. And I didn't tell him I took it because I get kind of nervous to tell him I take these setups, because it's like he taught me how to trade in the beginning. And then I would just watch him. I would watch him every day, watch how he trades, ask him questions on what he was entering off of, what he was looking at. And now, I'm being able to find setups. And he texted me today. He said, that's A+, brother. Good on you. He's like, yeah, he's like, I was talking to my girlfriend, otherwise I would have taken that. He said, that's A+. That's what I love to see. And we kind of trade similar, but it's different. We both trade reversals. I'll trade continuations. I don't think he touches continuations, really. I don't know. It's just I've learned some discretion. Shout out Pat and Blake. Seriously, I highly suggest their mentorship if you find a good group in there, too. Their accountability group is absolutely everything, but yeah, man. Fucking sick, fucking ecstatic. I can't wait. So I'm really excited to see where this YouTube channel is going to go, because my goal now, within the next year, like, I'm moving out in a couple months, and even after I move out, I'm going to keep the videos going. I'm going to keep uploading content. I'm going to document my journey. But what I'm going to start doing, I think, is no more back tests and uploading the back tests. We don't need to do that. Nobody's really going to watch that. That's really for me. I have journaling of that now, so I don't need to upload that. I'm just going to focus on trade recaps, show a little bit of Blake's. Blake, obviously, if you are trying to learn from Blake, I highly suggest you buy his course. I might have accidentally leaked some of their shit, maybe. But no, I'm telling you right now, absolute sauce, incredible content. Highly, highly, highly suggest this shit. Yeah, my content over the next year is just going to be more trade recaps and going into detail. Obviously, be as accountable as possible. If you look at my TikTok, if you look at my YouTube, I've been accountable this whole time. I talk about where I'm at in my journey. I talk about what I'm up to. I talk about what I am trading, showing what I'm doing. Never going to sell a course, never going to sell mentorship. I don't really give a damn about that shit. All I want to do is get on the market, look at my candlesticks, make some money, lose some money, go break even, get off for the day, call it quits, do something else with my life, right? But yeah, it's sick as fuck. So once I get the eval pass sooner or later, I'm going into the live account, their express account, alpha, risking $250, targeting 1-to-1s, and ideally just stack up $1,000, $1,200 payouts 5 to 10 times, then get one of their normal accounts, stack up a $2,000-$3,000 payout, and then just get 2-3 accounts. Keep doing it over and over. My plan, where I think I'm going to be by next year, January, or a little into the next year, 2027, I don't doubt that I am copy trading close to 10 accounts or more with TradeSyncer and creating new emails. No, I'm just kidding. Just using TradeSyncer, and that's my goal. Like 10 Apex accounts maybe, or my goal is like 20 Apex accounts and like 3 Alpha accounts as max allocation on Lucid, max allocation on My Fund of Futures, mixing a little Top Step here and there. Top Step's good, it's just their outages. But yeah, I'm going to get this done because I have to watch some more content after this, and I'm going to save my recap for later in the night, so I'm going to wait for that. But I'm going to watch some content, get that stuff journaled, and I got to rip a sauna because we are finishing up my cut. Holy shit, hold on. Alright, yeah, this shit's sauce as fuck. Alright, yeah, so that's my goal. That's what I'm planning on working on. Nothing much really to it. It's just my goal this year is really not even like crazy profits. I have a job. I'm fine on that, but it's building data and making sure my data is efficient and making sure I'm understanding it so I can build refinements throughout this next 2 years, really. But mainly the next year. Because I'm telling y'all right now, things keep going how they're going. If you actually watch my videos, shit is going to change real soon. Shit is going to change real soon. And when I say that, shit is about to be popping off. Don't know when exactly, but it's on its way. And it's because I keep putting in the fucking work with my buddy. It keeps putting in the work over and over and over and over and over. At some point, it's all going to hit. And I'm not really stressed at all. I'm not really worried. Damn, look at that bicep. Damn. Holy natty. Alright. I'll get this video uploaded. Peace.